Hello, I'm Roy Hubler, and this video is about how I composed a set of new pieces called Piano Collections 2 for piano, and I thought I would just explain a little bit about how these pieces came to be. The first piece is called Malaguena in 4, which is a whimsical look at how many students play songs that should be in 3/4, but they use 4/4 time. And this means that usually the first note takes 2 beats instead of 1. One of my students was playing the song. It's a simple song, and it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. And she was making the first note longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So, taking her misinterpretation of the rhythm, I wrote this piece. The main theme is almost missing, but other elements of the Malaguena are there, and the melody goes up and down, and at the end it just goes up to an exciting conclusion. So the piece is like this. That's most of the elements in the piece. At the end, the next piece, Meditation, harks back to Chopin's 4th Prelude, which has a 2-note sad motif that is played over and over again. And I'll play part of it. On. There's some tension later in the piece, and then it comes back to that 2-note motif. I've incorporated a few other notes and a pianistic left-hand passage of arpeggios. So the meditation begins with these G to F, and then the melody comes in, and then those 2 notes, and then so the piece is that's the beginning of the middle section, which goes to the key of B flat minor, 5 flats. But it only uses 2 chords, the B flat minor and A flat, and there's 1 F minor. So it's pretty simple. And then the piece reinstates the first theme with a couple of more notes. There's an extra high G and a couple of passing notes. So the theme that used to go, we add 1 more note, and then this, which is a really nice, for improvisation or for composing, if you're reinstating something, just add a little bit more, and it makes it really nice. It makes it a little different, so it's not so boring, but you get to reuse the same material. And if it's a nice tune, the people want to hear it again. So the reinstatement comes back. concludes very softly, a meditation. The next piece, upon a special occasion, is a waltz that was inspired by Chopin's waltzes as well. I did a recital and played a couple of waltzes, and then I needed some handbell music that was not religious, so I decided to write a waltz for handbells, and then it turned out pretty good, so I kind of expanded it for piano. I mentioned it was inspired by Chopin's waltzes, but it doesn't really follow them in any functional sense of the word. But I wanted to write something that was fun and easy to play. A couple of wrong notes in there, but you get the idea. And you just start off slow, and most of the time your hand stays in one position for the most part. So nice, easy waltz. The final two pieces, Lullaby and Quick Rag, were written around chord progressions. The Lullaby is in 6/8 time and gently swings back and forth between the 1 chord, which is G, and the 3 chord, which is B minor. So it really doesn't feel like you're going anywhere when you're just switching between those 2 chords. But then in the second part of the melody, it has a standard 4-5-1 progression. So it really does sound like, okay, now I'm finished and I can go on. A few times it drops down into some soft, unexpected chords, and I actually thought about taking these out because they often seem jarring. But as the pianist, if you play them very softly and sweetly, they provide a sense of dozing off, and in a lullaby that's what we want. Also, something different in this piece that I'll go ahead and explain is that there's an introduction which drops from, well, the G to the B flat, which is also, it's a minor third up. So, but I'm going down. And this is brought back near the end. We start the melody again at the end. There's the intro. That's one of those jarring chords, but it goes to from the beginning for you. going through the songs now was actually the order that they were composed in. Once I started with the Malaguena in 4, again inspired because of a student, I said, well, let me try to do another one. And usually that's the way it works. Usually pieces come out 3 or 4 at a time. In this case 5. Did I say 4? There's 5 pieces. The last piece is Quick Rag. And after dealing with the chord progressions in Lullaby, I thought of an old song. It's called 5'2", Eyes of Blue, and it has a very unique chord progression that it goes around the fifths. It starts on C, and then E major, A major, D major, G major, and back to C major. And then you can play them all sevenths too. So it's the 5 sevenths going around the horn. And so we take that chord progression and we have to add a ragtime type melody to it. And I kind of started, it has a major 7th in it. And it kind of goes around like that. And it has the same B section as in 5'2". Oh, I never played those out. 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my girl? The middle section goes like it's like the beginning. And so there you have the Quick Rag. Notice I took out the stride piano. I made the left hand pretty easy to play. And the main theme of the song, it's pretty easy. You gotta use your thumb. Kind of in the special waltz too. There's some places you just have to move your thumb around. But the harmonies, the top of your hand, 3, 4, and 5, if you get the fingering correctly there, it's pretty easy to play. So, I hope you enjoyed this set of music and seeing a little bit how it was composed. You can purchase the sheet music at sheetmusicplus.com or find recordings at Google Play. On both sites, if you just search for Hubler Piano, you'll find me there. I also have rotating freebies of sheet music on my website, which is hublermusic.com. Thank you.